Victoria DiMuzio will start us off with first serve here in the action, and tall task ahead. Never a fun sight when you see Leigh Waters in your portion of the draw, but Victoria DiMuzio, a player that many have projected to
15 seconds.
Have a strong rise in the sports, very committed to her fitness
Game
as well,
one.
and no
Time
better
in.
way to see where you measure up
0-0.
than against the world's best. Nice return, goes deep to the backhand pocket of DiMuzio. Leigh Waters, the best in the game at getting you out of position too.
0-0.
Nice snapping of the volley. Leigh closes to the net ferociously. Leah Jansen talked about that a lot in the booth yesterday, the way she's able to take hold.
1-0.
That positioning.
So as you can see right off the bat, Leigh explosive, like we just talked about with the theme for today. Leigh charging in, hitting close to the line, both on the serve and the approach shot, creating a good opportunity for her right out the gate.
Point.
Once again, another really deep backhand to the sideline and baseline of Victoria DiMuzio, creating a pretty tough angle.
3-0.
It's tough to pick a spot to return on with Waters. She doesn't really give you many options to work with. Opted to go to the middle there to DiMuzio off a tough serve from Waters.
4-0.
Grabbed it, got the sideline, side out for DiMuzio. Hot start for Leigh Waters, jumps ahead 4-0. DiMuzio's first chance hit the scoreboard.
0-4. Side out.
And a missed third, not necessarily in the budget, but Waters will force you into trying to do too much.
4-0. Side out.
And by the way, Leigh Waters has not dropped a singles match
0-4.
in over a year. Wild to think about that. DiMuzio beats Waters to the net and counts it for point.
It's pretty amazing watching both of these ladies, how balanced they are when they're hitting these ground strokes and how low they can stay to the ground. That's going to be a key here. Who has good balance while making those striking contacts with the ball back in the baseline.
1-4.
Another snapping volley from Leigh Waters. What's the key in your mind to maintaining that good balance?
Low center of gravity, keeping it low, using your legs, getting to the ball early,
4-1.
early anticipation. Those all will definitely be helpful factors. Overstruck that a little bit. That's what Leigh will do to you, going for a little bit more than she probably would have normally against a player that wouldn't be getting those balls back.
Ball speed on the serve from Waters.
There
Nice
we go.
pass from DiMuzio. Ball back on her side.
And that's what DiMuzio is going to be needing throughout this match, is to be going for those passing shots a little bit earlier in the rally, not wanting Leigh to get a grip on that.
1-5.
Oh,
ooh.
Almost.
It's a close one, but I really like what DiMuzio did there with her approach shot. She did not go 100% on her forehand down the line. She actually took probably about 30% off. And then with the cross-court volley, she also took some pace off for placement over power.
Inside out that time. Oh, no, lets it drop. It's in. Waters in a full scramble the opposite way.
That's what we call the stay and pray, where you don't go for the lob and you just pray that it goes out.
5-2. Point.
As you saw, DiMuzio came up a little bit early there, which caused that ball to stay a little bit long.
6-2.
As we were talking about earlier, she just needs to stay a little bit down through the ground stroke.
Point.
It's so tough to pick out which side is the weaker side for Anna Leigh.
Timeout
Because
receiver, 7-2,
earlier
1 minute.
Earlier on, as we mentioned, the return went back to Anna Leigh in the middle, yet she ran around.
Categories, even
7-2.
Ben Johns short of the 50 in men's singles. And another beautiful
Point.
close from Anna Leigh Waters, and you blink, and it's 8-2. Another look at the play. Punch volley and a
8-2.
beauty.
Point.
What you'll notice here is Anna Leigh's been approaching off a down the line backhand quite a bit. Look to Victoria to try to get that
9-2.
lead and sit on that forehand counter.
Side out.
Right there, Anna Leigh missing to the net. She didn't quite stay down on that, hit it with an open stance and came up too early, which caused the ball to dip into the net.
2-9.
Ooh, scramble.
Once
Waters
it-
closes and
again.
polishes off an inside-out backhand volley.
And guess where that backhand went? Once again, it went down the line.
Nine two.
Drop volley and a beauty from Waters. DiMuzio out of reach, and just like that, game point at 10-2 from Waters.
10-2.
Nice. Put away from DiMuzio. Great setup, too. Side out, 1 game point saved.
And way to handle that spin there by DiMuzio.
Yeah.
Anna Leigh with that hard cut actually took off on DiMuzio, yet she was able to kind of corral that back in and hit that cross-court winner.
2-10.
Nice. Couple of volleys with intention there for DiMuzio.
Great snap on that backhand counter. For those of you at home watching, trying to figure out how to do that, it's nice loose grip and then a quick squeeze on the acceleration to create that kind of pop with that short of a backswing.
3-10.
Nice. Fade away, cross court, teardrop, reset. Another look. What'd you see?
Great backhand passing shot by Victoria, but then Anna Leigh just did an
Game
even
point.
better response on the passing
10-3.
cross court back to DiMuzio.
That's deep, and Waters
Point,
brings
game,
it
timeout,
home
change
at
in.
game point number 2 in 11 minutes time. Waters takes the first, game 2 coming up next. We'll see what DiMuzio has left after this. Game 2
Time
will
in.
start on the paddle of
0-0.
Anna Leigh Waters. She typically closes out matches in 15 to 20 minutes. We'll see if DiMuzio can push the pace.
Sounds about right.
Nice,
Side out.
perfect point. More of that on the side of DiMuzio. And getting to the net is such a battle against Anna Leigh Waters.
That's going to be key. Controlled
0-0.
aggression and control of the court positioning.
So much force
Side
on
out.
the close of Waters.
Once again, Waters taking control of that court really early in that rally. Not much DiMuzio could do to pass her.
0-0. Point. 0-0.
Oh,
Wow.
man, had her.
Brilliant play by Anna Leigh on the defensive side of things. You saw she got down early in that point, running around and threw up that lob to gain back positioning, gave her time to come back in, and she was able to goad an error
2-0.
from DiMuzio.
Side out.
Anna Leigh overshooting that serve by a little bit, looked up a little early, ball came up and sailed a little long.
0-2.
Just so much pressure when she gets to the net that quickly. Jansen talked about that yesterday too, of she comes up when you don't expect her to come up, and on the balls that she's one of the few players that can force any situation almost
2-0.
to beat you, and that kind of pressure is difficult to manage from the baseline on the other side.
Point.
And another to the column with Leigh Waters. Waters was also recently on the new Pickleballers podcast with Roscoe and Jared, and
3-0.
talked about life as the world #1. Can be lonely at the
Point.
top, but really, really
Timeout
interesting.
receiver,
Get
4-0,
a chance to
1
listen
minute.
to it. It's a great, great listen. Love the perspective from both those pioneers of the sport. Really changed the game in a lot of ways. And Waters has talked about a lot now as she feels like at this point in her career, though 18 years old, she's at least earned the respect of her opponent. In her head on straight.
Time in. 4-0.
Ooh.
Side out.
Oh, crafty volley there from Anna Leigh, a little too cute. DiMuzio is on it. Earns it right back. Take another look.
0-4.
Great inside out aggression from DiMuzio on that step up of the passing shot.
Side out.
A little bit late to the ball there on her forehand, which created a
4-0.
late contact point, making that ball sail wide. Ooh.
Point.
I would have liked a softer roll to the left corner there on her shot to give her a little bit more time and less of an opportunity for Anna Leigh to take that out of the air to close the point out.
5-0.
Ooh, just
Point.
wide, but had the winning touch.
I like what DiMuzio was doing there, though, with
Yes.
the angles that she was trying to pull, the 2 short angles and then the 1 deep one in the corner that just a little bit wide for her. but
6-0.
good idea on her part. The lob serve from Anna Leigh.
Yeah, you'll see that service
Point.
variation from players like Waters. Paris Chad does it a lot as well in the singles realm.
So what it does for you is it gives you more time to
Yeah.
crash the net. So that way, when your opponent returns, that you're already sitting on that counter.
7-0.
As if Waters needs any more time on her side to get up
Point.
there. Footwork on point. Former soccer player, could have went pro.
Eight 0.
Oh,
She was sitting
Right
on
up.
that counter. She groans. Disbelief that she missed that shot. She went for the inside out, though, which is very difficult to do when the ball's coming cross court because she has to change the direction of the ball.
0-8.
Ooh.
Side out.
nice. Fade away winner from Waters. Softer
Speaking-
back foot.
Speaking of difficult to do,
Yeah. Explain why this is difficult.
the grab on that
8-0.
ball had to be perfect for her to get that kind of a trajectory from that point in the court.
Side out.
You talk about the ball, lifetime ball. You're very familiar with it.
Oh, that's right. But
What can you explain as the differences?
It's actually was in
0-8.
collaboration with Andre Agassi, and
Ah.
so it's been designed to operate very much like a tennis ball in terms of the bounce return coming off the ground, giving you a little bit more pop, as you've heard a lot of these players talking about. As DiMuzio misses
out.
it wide there a little. The ball stays round for quite a bit longer,
Yeah, I've heard that.
and it doesn't really crack much from what I've experienced coaching with it and playing with it.
8-0.
Wow, what a great deep drop serve.
Side out.
The wind picked up there. I thought it was going to carry the ball, but it stayed in with the topspin she had. That brought that ball back down.
Zero, 8.
Just wide.
Right out.
Nice lead from Waters. Still an empty trip for DiMuzio. Waters needs 3 to take the match.
8-0.
Standing in her way next, the winner of Marcella Holmes or Ting-Che Wei. Off the tape.
Point.
And Waters grabs another.
With another inside-out backhand winner.
9-0.
Ooh. Oh,
Side out.
what an exchange there, a little cat-mouse game. First of, I think, the match that we've seen so far. We've seen most of it take place on the baseline with some exchanges and some counters. But it's good to see that variety there.
Zero, 9. Point.
Just going to need quite a few more of those serves to make this comeback. As you saw with Jack yesterday, his serves had to go pretty deep to make a comeback run coming from behind.
Point.
Nice. There it is for DiMuzio.
That's 2 of them.
Have to go big against a player like Waters.
2-9.
Once again, point is one at the net.
As you saw, she took a little bit off that serve there. The previous 2 serves were nice and deep within like a couple inches from that line. That one was probably about 1.5 feet short,
9-0.
creating the opportunity for Leigh to get aggressive.
Point.
Side out of the air. Game point, match point for Leigh Waters.
Not much DiMuzio could have done there. You saw Lee's approach shot was quite explosive, and DiMuzio could never really get back into the point after that.
Ten-2.
Oof.
Point game match.
That one sealed. Waters takes it into 11-3, 11-2. The world #1 continues to dominate, and no one is even close to where her level is, especially in women's singles. We're going to step aside for just a moment. Coming up next for us, Zane Ford will take on